Hello, my sleep-deprived and probably gay art children. My name is Kiwi, and I am here with a background video on one of my OCs / my online persona, Kiwi. If you didn't watch the Meet the Artist video, this explains which character this is. This is also my Minecraft skin. Yeah. I've come up with a little bit of a story for her. I'm also still got quite a sore throat, so I will be coughing in this video. I'm so very sorry, but I want to try and get this out. So, yeah. So, this is Kiwi. Now, as you can tell, she has no eyeballs, and she also has horns. She wasn't born that way. Now, my girl Kiwi was born to a boss-ass witch who made her through magic. And she was raised in this farming village. And she lived there her entire life. She was her mum's apprentice. I'm so sorry. And yeah, she would help the farmers, and she lived quite a quiet life. But one day she went adventuring into one of the caves. She wasn't supposed to. And she had stumbled across her mum talking to this big grizzly type demon who, guess what, had horns and no eyeballs. She doesn't entirely remember what happened next, but what she does know is that there was a bright flash of light, and then her mum wasn't there anymore. The demon was gone, and she had horns and no eyeballs. Now, she kind of deduced, as a 10-year-old, she is 10, that her mum had made some sort of deal. She's not, ignorant to, the witches. So she suspects that her mum made some kind of deal. But what she doesn't know is that why her mum would make such a deal, and then why also her mum disappeared and hasn't come back. Either way, after her mum disappears, the village falls into a famine. And it turns out that the mum was kind of keeping the village from falling apart during harsh winters and stuff. So without her mum there, the village died very quickly. They had a famine, a lot of people passed away, and those who didn't pass moved. So Kiwi, following the example of those around her, packed up what she had left and said, hey, if mum's not going to come back to me, I'm going to go and find her. Now, she moved to this nearby city. Now, she was young, and she actually didn't know that the city was there in the first place. But she came across the city, and she met some friends there. She kind of, got accustomed with the culture, the layout of the place. And she got a job at a bakery. But while she was there, she wasn't just, sitting and baking the entire time, hanging out with friends. She was mainly doing that. But she was also going out of her way to research what she was. She would look at, ancient texts, try and find out, all this kind of different stuff about what her mum could possibly be, what that demon was, anything really. And she couldn't find anything, at all. And she was like, oh wait, I'm just looking in the English section. Why don't I look in the ancient runes section? And it was like, child, you don't know how to read or speak that. And she's like, watch me. She goes out of her way to learn ancient runes. And then she also learns enchanting table. So yeah. After that, she feels kind of stunted because she can't find anything. It's been 3 years that she's been living in the city, and she still can't find a single source on where her mum could be and what the hell she is. So she decides to pack up her stuff, say goodbye to her friends, and head off. She decides that her next stop should be Hell, aka the Nether, because this is technically set in Minecraft, which I freaking hate talking about, but yeah. She heads off to the Nether, where she encounters some friends. Now, on the way to the Nether, she meets up with one of my friends, Dan's. I'll link his Twitter and stuff in the description. His character Anarchy. Again, this is for a Minecraft server, please be aware. And my friend Casseroles, because of course I have to mention her. Her OC, Marzipan. She meets Marzipan in the Nether, where her and Anarchy save her life, and they decide to journey together. Now, upon telling Marzipan and Dan about why she is hunting down any kind of source of information, Marzipan is like, okay, well, you're not a demon. And she's like, what? Marzipan is like, you're something different from a demon. Like, I wouldn't say that you're a demon. You're something else. You're not classified yet. So Kiwi is like, oh, okay. And she's like, okay, what do I do now then? Being a demon was like my kind of like closest grip to what I could be. And Marzipan is like, I feel like you might need to go and talk to someone who knew your mum. And she's like, oh. And Kiwi's like, her coven. So they adventure for a little bit together, but then Kiwi decides to break off from the two of them and goes searching for any members of her mum's coven, and it proves to be a lot more difficult than she thought it was. She basically finds no traces of her mum's coven left behind that would suggest that they're still alive. But in her search, she does come across one lady who claims to be from her mum's coven. Now, Kiwi basically says, hey, if you really are from my mum's coven, I want answers. I need to know where my mum is, and I need to know who the hell am I? And the witch is like, okay, but you've got to become my apprentice. I've lost my magic, and I need help. And she's like, for a solid year, you have to work with me. And Kiwi is like, literally anything. I will literally do anything to try and find out what is going on. So, for a year, Kiwi works under this witch. And her last night of working under the witch, the night before she gets her answers, the witch basically says, there's a lot that you don't know about what happened that night. The night where you got your horns and lost your eyes. And she's like, okay. Then it's revealed, right, that the witch that she had been studying under for a year was her mum. And Kiwi at the age of 10, the same age that she got her horns, her ears, her eyes, all of it, she had died in a mining accident where she had stumbled across a mob spawner. And she didn't live. And the witch, feeling immense sadness, because this was her daughter that she lost. This was like the thing that she had created through magic and like all of that. Like, she went out of her way to make sure that she had a kid, because that's all she wanted. She lost her. In her grief, basically went searching for a way to bring her daughter back to life. In doing so, she had accidentally cast a spell that made her and the whole village semi-immortal, meaning that they did not age, but yet could still die a regular death. Because of that, it was a lot easier for her to find a way to get Kiwi to come back to life, because she already knew kind of what to do and what not to. But either way, she was struggling. For her, it had been over 100 years of not being able to live with her daughter because her daughter was dead. And as her last resort, her mother went to the Nether, hunted down a demon, captured it, and brought it back to the village, where she had basically struck up a deal. And she was like, okay, I want my daughter back. What can I do to get my daughter back? And the demon said to her, okay, I can get your daughter back. But one, you in the village must give up your souls to me. And two, I must be fused with your daughter. She said yes. Her mother said yes and was like, okay, I just want my daughter back. I just want to be with her. However, due to the onslaught of magic, it had accidentally teleported the witch very far away. So far that when she came back, the village was in ruin, and her daughter was nowhere in sight. And she believed that it didn't work, and she had been scammed, and instead had destroyed her entire home. Until, of course, Kiwi appeared. Now, Kiwi was like, okay, I don't really know what to do with this information. I'ma just go run back off with Marzipan and Anarchy now. I'll talk to you later, I guess. And yeah, that's all I've kind of got so far. I'll update you at a certain point. This is, yeah. I'll try and get this picture up, this drawing on my Twitter. I will do that right after I finish doing this. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day. Please go check our Anarchy with D and Casserole, the two other people who I mentioned in this video. They're both amazing artists. Please also go check out my Twitter and my TikTok. You can also check out my Spotify, I guess, if you want to see how sad I am 24/7. Yeah. That is really it. I don't know what next week's video is going to be. I'm going to try and do a Rambo speed paint. I really want to do a Rambo speed paint. But yeah, that is really it. I hope that you all have an amazing day, night, afternoon, whatever. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time. Bye!